highvolumemusicradio.com. The Business Knowledge Broker Hour.
Hey, yo, Guru, you ready?
Business, marketing, accounting, social media, resources, strategies, tips, events. The Business Knowledge Broker Hour.
It's just savage business.
Grants, funding, capital, life
insurance,
annuities, finances, tax tips, strategies, music, business, local spotlights, business highlights, leadership, entrepreneurship. The Business Knowledge Broker Hour. highvolumemusicradio.com.
So, hey, this is Candace Joseph. This is the Thursday night edition of the Business Knowledge Broker Hour with Candace Joseph. Last Sunday, due to everything that was going on with traveling on the road, I decided that I wasn't going to have my normal Sunday show. So, this week you guys have been, my Facebook people out there, you've been able to be introduced to some of the great and wonderful people that I have, met along this journey, in business, in podcasting, just really in every space. So let me tell you something about tonight's guest. This guy is amazing, okay? He's amazing. I mean, look at that smile. This is the greatness. This is the greatness, right? So I am here, tonight, we're both comfortable in our homes. This is Eric Patrick Thomas. He is the owner and creative at easyawareness.com. He's a graphic designer out of Flint, Michigan. And I just have to say, I want to thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for being my guest. And just thank you.
Yeah, we did it. We're here.
We did it.
We're here.
We are here. We are here.
Thanks for having me tonight.
No, thank you for being on. I just want to tell people I saw, your profile online, right? And I said, okay, he has a challenge going on, right? It's okay, he's an entrepreneur, he's into graphic design. Okay, how cool is that? The first thing that got me was the Inspire clothing line. And I know we're going to talk about that, but I want to roll back my chair a little bit so everybody at home can see.
Ooh, and it was a speedy delivery too. You got that quick. I was wow.
I got this shirt very quick, and I was like, okay, it said COVID 7 to 10 days. But it came in 4 days. I was like, yeah, that was faster than Amazon, man.
I know. The people that are watching it doesn't always go that well though. It does take 7 to 10 days sometimes. We've had it go longer because of COVID, but it worked out because we were going to be doing this show. And it was the shirt was we got to get there now. We got to get there because she's about to do the show on Thursday.
And it got here, and I am glad. I want you to tell the people on Facebook that are watching, that are fans of the Business Knowledge Broker Hour with Candace, tell them about Easy Awareness. Tell them about your company.
Oh, yeah. Let me share the feed real quick. Let me make sure to share. Yes, yeah. And I would let the audience know. So right now I'm using Dragon Naturally Speaking. It's my voice recognition software because I know she didn't tell you that I'm paralyzed from the neck down. So the way I navigate everything is with my voice. So you're going to actually be able to get the inside look on how I navigate the computer, because I'm going to go to my wall, I'm going to share this live stream, and then we're going to get right back in to the Business Knowledge Broker Hour.
Yeah, BKBH.
Start Google Chrome, Facebook, press enter, mouse grid, 3522, mouse click, page down, mouse grid, 362, mouse click. Mouse grid, 3, 8, mouse click. Mouse grid, 6, 3, mouse click. Click share now public. Mouse click. Click share now to a newsfeed. Close window. Go to sleep. I was just seeing myself just now. I'm looking mighty bright. Yes.
Handsome.
I could hear my voice too. I was like, mouse right, mouse down. So yeah, I'm back. I just shared it just like that. Shared it to the page,
Wow.
and shared it to the stream just like that. That's all I had to
Well,
do.
you know, since you mentioned your disability, I want you to go ahead and tell the listeners, you know, tell them your story and how it led to easy awareness. I think that's a better question for me to ask.
Well, I've always been involved with hip hop music. And when I was 20, my group Miscellaneous, we were celebrating a music project, you know, celebration release. And I went outside to check the parking lot. We had it at our house. And I was coming back from, you know, making sure that people weren't in my neighbor's yards and stuff. And coming back to the house. And then somebody came around the DJ van in the parking lot, pulled the gun, pop, 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 pop. Instantly, I got hit in the vertebrae. I got a bullet on my C3, C4 vertebrae, still in there. And I dropped to the ground. And then right away, I was unable to move from the neck down, was able to breathe on my own, being able to yell, talk, speak, anything, you know, cry for help. And basically just was there just waiting for, you know, to move on to the next phase, just knowing I wanted to survive and stay. And I felt like I had some things that were not accomplished yet. I had some goals and dreams, and I was like, man, not now. Like how? Like, you know. But it was all, you know, it was all a conversation. You know what I mean? I guess with you know, I guess what you would say with my creator. You know, my God, just back and forth, just kind of it's having it because all the senses were shut down, so it's not like I could hear everything else. I could hear like what was around me, you know, and I was in and out of consciousness. Like you could hear like air got shot, someone got shot, people scattering. But yeah, you have a humbleness. Let's put it that way. You know, when something like that happens, it's the world pauses. You know, everything pauses, and from there I went into the hospital. They put 4 screws in my head, 2 on the forehead and 1 on each side. And that's the halo to stabilize the spine. They put tubes down my throat to intubate me. It's basically like it's a life support. Then just waking up and, you know, you're like, you see your parents. Both my parents are divorced before I turned 2, but they're both remarried. So my step parents were there too. And then like some family and friends and doctors. And that's where you learn again what happened. And then you also learn that for some reason, I'm not moving my arms and legs now. So, but at the same time, I don't think that you freak out. I think that you're just traumatized right now. It's like the whole goal right now is to survive. You know, that's the goal. And that goes like second by second. You know, you get through a 24-hour period with nightmares and everything else that comes with it. And then you get stable enough. You know, and then what do? You know, they finally figure out that you're not going to be able to breathe on your own right now because of your level of injury. So they give you a tracheotomy and they put a tube in your throat. And then eventually I was able to eat food. And so that was like the hospital. I wasn't able to talk. Once the tubes were out of my mouth, I was able to move my lips, you know, lip read, you know, or speak with my mouth. And I communicate with eye blinks and tongue clicks. That was my form of communication. And then, of course, from the hospital, you go to rehab. And then rehab is where I went out to Inglewood, Colorado. It's like boot camp out there. That's where they specialize in getting you off the ventilator. So right away when I got there, they turned the ventilator off for 30 seconds. And then the respiratory therapist comes back later on, turns it off for a minute, and they just kind of do 30-second increments. So now that I'm stable, the next goal to achieve is to get off the vent. That was the goal. The goal going to rehab wasn't really walking or moving my arms. It was the ventilator. The ventilator was life support was the biggest goal. And so after going through that, what was it? Almost when I was about to leave rehab, because the chair that they ordered for me, my power wheelchair, they ordered the wrong one and it messed up. So it gave me longer to stay in rehab, which is actually a blessing, which it didn't seem like at first. I was like, oh man, you found the wrong chair. But actually it was the best thing because they gave me more time to get off the ventilator. And then, so like 2 weeks before I went home, March 20th, I was able to get off the vent. Yeah. And so back home, back to Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you go from that moment and having that encouraging strength, and you made it through those hurdles? How did you get back into, from going through that rehab, going through that recovery to easy awareness?
Easy awareness came a lot like further down the road. So when I did come home, there was like the questions, like how am I going to work? How am I going to how am I going to support myself? How am I going to be independent? All those questions. Well, you get hold of one of the resources was Disability Network. And I met with Mr. Zelli there, and the speech that we had there, he was able to set me up with me being able to hire my own caregivers and being able to do the schedules and the hiring process, the firing process, the whole thing. So basically my life became a CEO of my life overnight, when I came home. So that's one business. So my life is like a business 24/7 because I'm always directing care, always saying, like this, managing, supervising, hiring, all of those things. So I was at my mom and stepdad's house for a couple of years. I needed to transition. The next phase was moving into an apartment. At the time I was moving into the apartment, I started a record company. That lasted for a little bit. The artists wanted to be superstars overnight. That is everybody see it on MTV or BET. It's like we don't want to listen. So I did it for a little bit and closed that. Then I started writing for an entertainment newspaper called The Promoter Magazine, which was backed by Interscope Records.
Yep.
The guy in Detroit is the one that started it. And I don't even know how he found me. I guess I was just hustle, It's like, that guy's a hustler in Flint. We're going to get him on the promoter. We're getting him on the promoter. So I write with my voice, like I said earlier, with Dragon. So I got a column in the paper, and then I was able to sell ads and build relationships, and then also, distribute it in my area, like Flint and like Pontiac area, a bunch of different areas. But that lasted for like about 5 or 6 years. It was great. I built a lot of relationships. We did the hip hop summit like 2 or 3 times. It was awesome. I wish they'd bring back the hip hop summit. Now that we're in the election year and stuff, I don't really know what happened to it. But I had it was a lot of great times and met a lot of good people, influential people that opened other doors. And so that paper, he kind of like closed it down for a little bit. So then I was like, what am I going to do next? I did some mentoring for a little bit. And then the grant went away. So that stopped. So I was like, what am I going to do next? So I started an internet radio station called The Miz at streetlevel.biz. I bought a blanket license through Live 365. And my friend Jack Frost, my friend DJ Busto, my friend Dave and Isaac, and we just and then my friend Tim, he built the website. We basically looked like we were the biggest radio station in the world, but it was really in my apartment building. This is in my apartment, I'm serious. The website is what made it. People saw the website and they said, wow, we got to be on. We got, we need to get an interview with Jeff Frost. We were getting radio drops from any artist you possibly could think of. We were in all the record pools. They were calling us. Oh, and it was so funny because, I said before when I told the team, I said, look, when we do this, we're going to create the Wizard of Oz effects. Basically, we're going to make it look like it's the biggest thing. And we did too. We had like global writers and stations, but really we were just the 4 people behind the curtain, just in the apartment, just in the apartment building. But it was huge. It got so huge, the internet radio was in trouble back in 2006. Yeah, they were about to shut the royalty rates were changing, and internet radio station was not able to survive what was happening. Yahoo Shoutcast shut down, AOL radio shut down, and 365 Pandora had to shut down for a while. We went to Washington D.C. and introduced the Internet Radio Equality Act. So that was pretty sweet. We were in like the House and Senate and meeting with everyone, with talking about the internet radio, how it would, it's helped my life and things like that. And then of course lobbyists would come in. We're like, yo man, we don't need no lobbyists. We're good. We got this pitch, because that's all lobbyists do. They just come in and then they're like a cleanup, Yeah. They're the what do you call it? They go in and seal the deal. That's what a lobbyist does. They would just show up in my meeting. I'm like, hey, bro, I got this. I got this. I got this, man. I don't need a closer. I got this. I can do it. And how am I going to learn how to close if you coming in and give me some room. Let me learn. So we got that introduced. It passed. But later on, is it Sound Exchange? Something with the royalty rates. Yeah. They figured out loopholes, and I wasn't able to afford my radio station license, so I shut down. So it's like, what do I do next? So I went back to a childhood dream. Ooh. Yes, I'm gonna own my own clothing line.
Yeah.
Because I've been dreaming about this for a long time. I mean, I used to go to the stores. And my friend Nicole reminded me this, which I totally forgot. I used to go to like hip hop clothing stores and study the look, like study the sizes, study the brand, study it all. I used to like go to the malls or go to like the mom and pop shops and sit there and just look at it and talk about it, and then go, how is this $75? How is this $100? Like, what is this? And I really forgot about it, and she reminded me when we were in lockdown from the pandemic, and I was like, yo, I need to get you on an interview so that you can talk about like my homework, because I really forgot about it. It's like the first time I talked about it on any podcast too, on your podcast. So so I studied it. So I did my homework. I had a passion for it. It wasn't something I just said, I'm going to start a t-shirt company on my own clothing line. So I have services called supportive employment and community living support. So supportive employment is contracted with Goodwill. So I met with my friend Cheryl, and she already had a t-shirt company 10 years ago. So she already had some experience. So we started developing the business plan. And then we let people read it, and it kept rewriting it until it became, good. Where it seemed solid, where it was doable business plan. Well, I needed to get the investment now to get the equipment. Well, my friend Ziad, that was the president of D-Man Foundation, or is the president of D-Man Foundation, plus like my brother, I told him, and he owns companies already. So he was like, instead of investing, I want to be a business partner. So that's the Z in Easy Awareness by Design. So it's Eric and Ziad bring awareness by design. So we went from there, we got incorporated. And then before you know it, November of 2011, the doors are opening inside Goodwill, because they started a incubator space. So I was able to utilize that incubator space to start the business. Nice. And then they gave me, through Goodwill, I was able to have an employee for my business because I have supportive employment. And then eventually that employee was with me for like 6 months. And then the one that works with me now, Jessie, she's the graphic design artist. She's the one that designs everything. She just takes what's in my head and then puts it down. I mean, I can like describe, and she can make like 10 designs, and I can go, I like that, I like that, I like that. But yeah, she's the mastermind of the graphic design and stuff. But I understand the graphic design because I did go to Skill Center to learn photography and graphic design. That's what got me in college. That's why I ended up going to college, because I wasn't going to go to school. I wasn't a good school person. So I was like, but yeah. So the doors open, and then it was time to learn again, because all the homework you can do and all the talking you can do is the first learning. It's like being on the beach, and I've told this thousands of times, probably 1,000, 100, who knows? But you're looking at the water. That's the homework and the textbook and the asking and listening to YouTube video. We call that YouTube University, And then when you open your business, that's when you jump in the water and start to swim. So that's a whole nother learning. The doing is the learning.
Yeah.
Learning, that's for sure. Because that's where you're gonna go, and you're gonna go. You're gonna fail. You're gonna do good. You're gonna take steps forward, steps backwards. You're gonna face music that you don't ever want to face when you're not, when things don't go right. Because it's nobody's fault but yours. Because you are the leader of that business.
Yeah.
No excuse is gonna matter. You have to take responsibility and accountability. You have to take care of it. You got to make sure that you keep everybody happy. I mean, and working a business relationship, strategic partnerships. Yeah. So you learn all that stuff, from the very beginning. And I'm still learning. I still learn all the time, You never stop learning, because this is something that grows, it evolves, and evolves, and it grows, and it grows, and it grows. The more you water the seed, the more it keeps growing. So you got to constantly water.
That's
true. You have to constantly be feeding your business information, knowledge, experience, and whatever you can, so that it grows. You don't want it to grow too fast, because you may not be ready for it to grow too fast. So that's the other thing. So don't go to the buffet and act like it's a buffet. Slow down. Take your time.
Yep.
Pace yourself, and understand that you're taking in the right amount that you're able to put back for that business to grow. That way you can appreciate the growth. You're ready for the growth. You can handle the growth, so.
But
that's how easy.
That's how it came about, huh?
That's how easy awareness started. And then like a year later, or 2013, that's when Inspire, between 2012, 2013, that's how Inspire started. Inspire started though with me wearing it on my shirt, and when I went to go speak. But then when I went to a middle school and I saw these kids, how they reacted to it, we were like, man, we got to make this public. Like it just happened. You know what I mean? Like it just happened. It was like the one design that we chose, the brand, just happened. It just created a movement, and it's amazing just to see it happen. And here we are. You're wearing it right now.
I am. Roll my chest. Woo!
I'm in Flint.
Aqua blue.
Aqua blue. I'm in Flint, and you're in Texas. Like
that's it.
Where are you in Texas?
Houston.
Like I said a city, and then I said a state.
Yeah.
So Flint, Houston. Look at that. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, that's also the blessing that we have with the internet and e-commerce and the technology. Like people that have the businesses 20, 30 years ago, it would have been really challenging to do this. But we have it right here for us, It's like, if you want to start a business and you got an idea, go for it, go for it.
That's it.
So.
I love it. I tell people all the time, like you gave some nuggets, okay? You gave some knowledge. You said, first and foremost, you have to have a business plan. Then you recognized what resources you need, what resources you didn't have. You found a workable space. You found someone to work with. You built a team. A lot of people think teams have to be 10 and 12 and 15, 20 people. No, It could be you and another person. That's the team. You know, and the thing about it is that you kept striving. And I love the fact that with the Inspire, that has turned into a life of itself. You know, all the graphic design work that you've done, I've seen is great. Then with the Inspire, it's like you have other ones, you have Inspire Greatness. I was like, okay, all right, I like this. I love it. And then I love the fact that it's comfortable. You know, it's a comfortable shirt, it's breathable, and this fits my personality. Because, you know, okay, yeah, I'm a CEO, true. You know, sometimes I dress it up, that's true. But t-shirts and, you know, maybe a collar shirt and some jeans and some chucks, because when you talked about chucks the other night. So it's like, chucks,
I know.
that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get, you know, plain Jane Candace walking on a fancy cane, you know, in the office with a backpack. That's the business owner that you meet, you know, because sometimes I tell people all the time, we can dress up, we can do all of that, and depend on who your audience is, yeah. But I do my best work in t-shirts and jeans. I do my best work.
Well, I mean, and if you tell your audience that, then when you wear something else, they're going to wonder what's going on, because it's really the truth. You're just being truthful. You're being yourself. You know, that's the one thing that we have like a real problem right now is like with, you know, you see Instagram and things like that. All we see is highlights of everybody's best. All we see is highlight. We have no balance. We don't see the person waking up that's like, you know, looking beautiful one day and then looking like, you know, Teen Wolf the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what you need to see. You also need to see things like don't always work out. Like today, I thought I was going to do this. This is the challenge that I had, but this is what I did. These are the tools that I used to overcome or to get by this challenge. And that challenge may not have been taken care of yet. You're still working on it, you know, tomorrow or the next day. Like we need more real, we need more truth. Because if people live up to somebody else, to who they are not, that's gonna be very difficult when they go out into the world that's not virtual. And then what are they gonna do? Like, and then the other thing is someone will watch someone and then try to live up to them, but it's not even real. It's fake that they're looking at. And that's dangerous. You know, it's
scary
to
too.
be truthful. It is. It's better to be truthful, you know? Truthful, just come out with the truth. Just say whatever, you know, like things work, things don't work. Just, you know, just be honest with it. That'll be the most freest you'll ever feel is when you're truthful with yourself.
You said a mouthful right there, because I tell people all the time, it's like, you know, getting into business, being an entrepreneur, that's hard. You know, and that was some other nuggets you gave. You said, you know, you're going to always learn. It's never going to stop, you know, and, you know, the conversation that you and I had the other night, you said, you know, I got to be around people, business owners that have actually failed. And I was like, when you asked me that question, it's like, well, have you ever failed? I'm like, yeah. It's one of those things you think about. You're like, oh, okay, I'm happy. You know, I'm in a good comfort space right now with my business and everything that's going on. And then you said, well, have you ever failed? It's like, well, yeah, I failed before. And you was like, I like business owners that have failed. But I tell people that, I said, entrepreneurship is hard. You have to have tough skin. You're going to get those no's. You know, you're going to get those people that say they want to do business, and then the day before or the day of, they say, no, that's okay. We don't need to do that. You know, you're going to get all of that. But if you keep pushing towards that goal, like you said, you had a goal, and it was a childhood goal of yours. This was a childhood goal of mine. You know, that I think that it would warp into, you know, radio show and podcasting. No, I just thought, you know, I'm going to drift through life. I'm going to help some business owners here and there, you know, help them get that thing together. And man, when I pass by their brick and mortar and it's the logo that I designed, I can take pride in that. And when like you said, it's going to grow. If you constantly water it and you feed that dream and you keep going, it's going to grow. And I totally agree with you when you said to let it grow slowly, let it be right, I agree with that because, let that highlight reel be real. People, they'll sit there and they pick up their fancy cars and they'll tell you they live in $1 million lifestyle. Yeah, but they don't tell, because I tell a story. Some people don't tell a story about when they were, riding a bus, walking on foot, sharing a couch surfing in somebody's house in order to get their business off the ground. Like, I love what you said about that because I think sometimes even with social media, people get twisted and they'll just see the highlight reel. They never see the bad parts. They'll see the people that's glammed up. But you don't wake up in the morning with all that makeup on. So
I know. Just woke up. Really? Pretty sure I see a towel on your floor that you just took a shower from, baby. Just like, what? Like, just woke up. Nobody wakes up with makeup looking like glamour shots. Looking like glamour shots from the mall.
I know, right? Have that white glow around you with the little stardust going in the back.
I know, with their hand under their chin. I know. Yes.
That's the look, right? And
that is the look.
Right? I love it. And I'll tell you, for me, social media, it gets me when people show pictures of like their closet or their pantry and everything's alphabetized and color coordinated and their spices are color coordinated. I'm like, why did you do that to take a picture?
What's really messed up is those get like 5,000 likes. And you got some like real information, real like knowledge, real life-changing type of advice, and you get like 5 likes. Like the pantry gets 5,000, you got 5. But it could be 5 of like that's life-changing for them. So those other 5,000 could just be people on their phone. Because some people just look on their phone. I watched them. They just go, oh, my friend, and they just hit like. I'm like, what are you liking? Oh, my friend just posted something. What they post? I don't know. I'm just liking stuff. Just like. Like the like culture. What's going on? Like, you don't even know what you like.
That's gonna get them to superstardom, one day they could be on Dancing with the Stars. I look at it like that. And, I tell people entrepreneurship is hard, but it can be great. But I love the fact that your Inspire brand, it also, benefits, people. And sometimes you have like some charities and stuff that go through, easy awareness, and they have the different, I call it the curator collection. So like you have the greatness, and then you have the one with the lotus flower. And then I was looking at them for hours. I was like, I don't even know which one I'm going to pick.
Wait till you go to the Amazon one. We have a brand page on Amazon. It's like 7-10 pages deep. I know. Oh, I know. We have caregivers inspire, nurses inspire, teachers inspire. We even made one for the virtual learning. It was like something like teachers can inspire even though they're from a distance now, or something like that. The Inspire Greatness is a joint venture brand with Greatness that's out there. My friend Greatness, Terrence Burney, and his story is like a little bit of his story about his brand is with that shirt. So we were able to create Inspire with his brand Greatness, Inspire Greatness. Inspire ASL, American Sign Language. That's a real big seller. And my stepbrother's deaf, so that was inspired by him. Yeah, my stepbrother Stevie, he's deaf. So in fact, we introduced that shirt design on Facebook Live, and it is amazing. Like you should see it because he's signing to me. And since I'm not able to sign back because I'm not able to move my arms and legs, I had to get on my headset and text him to his cell phone or try and read his bite or read the lips. And then he's like, and I'm like, and then I'm telling Jesse what he's saying, trying to teach Jesse sign language and what to say back. It was like, it's all on broadcast. It's and I was telling Stevie, I'm like, Stevie, I'm going to talk what you sign to the audience. And he was like signing to me. I'm like, no, sign to them. Sign to them. It was like, we're going back and forth.
Live, man. It's live. It's live.
Live. It's real. It's real. All talk, no edits. That's what I like. You know, it's because it's like life. You know, you don't get edits in life. It's one take. You just keep going with it. You
Gotta
know?
keep going.
There's no edits. You
Gotta
don't go,
keep
oh, you don't drive to the thing and go, wait a minute, I didn't drive to it fast enough. Let me go back home real quick and do it again.
Right? And I tell people all the time, daily, just embrace the new you. Every day you're going to evolve. Your thought process is going to evolve. You're going to evolve as a person. So just embrace the new you and keep it going. Stop looking at those 20-year-old high school pictures and think about how you had long hair. Okay, it's thin now. It's thin. It's okay.
I know. Get out of the Al Bundy syndrome, huh? Remember him? Mayor with children always talk about Pokai.
Yep.
Always talking about the record.
I was a running quarterback, and
yeah.
I have to say I love it. I love the brand. I love the colors.
Oh, thanks.
I love it. And I was like, okay, what am I going to order next?
I'm going to send you the Amazon link next. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, then I can be up all night tonight. Like okay.
I'm over here upselling on your own podcast.
Like, okay, well, wait. I was on page 6 and now I'm on page 12. How did that happen? I can't remember what I liked on page 6. Let me go back and look at it.
Yes.
This is going to be tight.
One of the things about the Inspire brand, thank you. One of the things about the Inspire brand is that, like I said, it was like a seed and then it grew into a tree and then it grew branches, and each one kind of organically took on its own meaning, but it still stuck with the mission and the positivity, like the goal of it. But there was I remember people buying it for people that were going through chemo or battling cancer or, going through dialysis, or just somebody inspired them. So they just gifted it to somebody, or they felt really inspired themselves. They felt their best. So they were wearing it, there's so many different, this my friend Rachel, she wanted to skydive. She was battling brain cancer. She's like, no, I want to be in my Inspire shirt. She's on our website and she's skydiving with the Inspire shirt. But that was the shirt that she wanted to wear. She actually wanted her whole family to wear it, but we just couldn't get them in time. Unfortunately, that would have been awesome. But she was wearing the shirt, skydiving. This is the shirt I want to wear when I skydive after everything that she's battling too, and Damon John, he wears the Inspire brand. And in fact, actually the story of Damon in the business plan, it said I said I need to meet Damon John. Fubu, now he's on Shark Tank, but I was more interested in Fubu at that time, because he created a lifestyle brand, him and his partners. So I'm like, man, that's who I need to be. If I'm gonna have a lifestyle brand, and that's who it needs to be. Going back to the old school, even though he was on Shark Tank, it wasn't the Shark Tank at that time, but it was Shark Tank that brought him to Flint, because he was speaking, and the people that brought him to Flint, which was November 2012, so it was a year anniversary of my business. The Conies, they brought him to Flint to speak, to tell the story, and I already had a relationship with them. So guess what? Because I developed a relationship with them, they already had it set up so I could meet him right after the speech. So I was just sitting there listening to the speech, and after the speech was over, everybody's trying to get to him and call me on the curtain and try to get to him. Then I saw Mr. Coney come out the curtain and just point to me. It's your time, buddy. Your time. Your time to shine. So as Damon says, I put the chair into drive and plowed through everybody. I've been in his life ever since. And so from that moment, he said, let's stay in touch. And we did. And we started following each other on Twitter. And that's where it all started. And then before you know it, I remember he sent a tweet and said something like he liked this design or something. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, that's sweet. He's been watching, which I had a feeling he was watching, but that, was evidence that he was. And then we went to before you know it, he told us about the Damon John Academy and went to the Damon John Academy. It was here in Michigan, when it was here in Michigan. And we did that. And that's when we met George, and we had 50 designs that we were marketing at one time. Well, I'm not going to say marketing because it wasn't really marketing. It was just we had 50 designs we were trying to sell. We didn't even know how to sell on the website. At that, we didn't know. This is what we had. We had a website. We had know how to make sales. Then George told us to bring all the designs the next day, and I did. And I was excited. I was like, yeah, these are all the designs. This is us. And he was like, which one you marketing? We're like, all of them. He was like, no.
No.
No. Like almost like taking the roll up newspaper and smacking it on my nose as I do, like if I was a puppy. No. Like, whoa. So he said, no, you got to focus on one, man. And I was like, well, the Inspire one is the one we've been working, the one that we've been, the one we've been working on the most. And so that's really how we really focused on one thing for a long time. Because the next work day, we shut down the website because we had a website, didn't know how to make sales. So we put up a Shopify page, which we learned from the academy. And that's what my website is. The website actually is an integrated Shopify page. Wow. And then we started making sales. Then when, of course, we were doing a lot of the work at the shop, making the shirts, printing the shirts and everything and shipping. And then like months later, we saw a purchase Damon made. And we were like, whoa, yeah, Damon just got, we were excited, of course, and we shipped them to him. But we waited. We were like, when's he going to take a picture? Like, when's he going to show? Like, yeah, he got him, but he didn't take a picture. He waited. I had a fundraiser for getting, raising money to get insurance for my van. And so it was June, Friday the 13th. And on that morning, and it's on Facebook too and Twitter, he posted this long article, this, write-up of what he thought of me and just the things I've been through and stuff like that. And he was wearing the shirt, and then he said, and that's where he coined Eric is the brand of inspiration. So it was a Friday the 13th. We were all geeked about it. The team was happy, fam, So that feeling started Inspire Friday. So that's where Inspire Friday come from. So every Friday we started saying what inspires you. And then people started sharing what inspires them. Hashtag Inspire Friday, which is tomorrow.
All right.
So you got you. And
I'm already dressed. I'm dressed for the occasion. I'm dressed. Now I have to just put something together and say, all right, I got it. That's what inspires me on a Friday.
But the person does not have to have the Inspire gear because we just wanted to have that feeling just for anybody. We just wanted someone to share what inspires them and post on social media. It doesn't matter. IG, Twitter, Facebook, just hashtag Inspire Friday. Always lowercase Inspire and then capital Friday because the brand is lowercase. Yeah. It's always lowercase, never an upper I. It's always lowercase. So that's what started Inspire Friday. And then, our relationship built more. And then 2015, that's when he called me up and had me come out to be a guest on, not be a guest on Shark Tank, be a guest on the set of Shark Tank. And that's when I went out there and was able to see the Shark Tank experience. And then, of course, go down the hallway. And then, as my character is, I had to do a wheelchair burnout. So I did a burnout on the Shark Tank set. And you can see that if you Google hashtag Journey to Inspire the West. Journey to Inspire the West, all one word, hashtag Journey to Inspire the West. You'll see the videos from there. And you'll see me do an E-spin. I even labeled it. I brand my wheelchair spin an E-spin after my first initial. The E-spin. But it was great. Great experience. Hospitality was awesome. Made some great relationships. Still keep in contact with everyone, with most of them or some of them, I guess. And then after that, I went back to Flint. After that big experience, I was back in Flint and just kind of taking what I learned. And still remember. So when I get to a point, I got to remember what I learned then. Some of the things that were said to me, and you just take that, Everything is. You got to take pauses and think about the things that you learned 20, 30 years ago. And then go, wow, here it is. This is the time that I get to use this. That's why I learned it 20 years ago. Here it is. It's the moment it gets to shine. It's been waiting. Yeah. And then, and then afterwards, I got, I was fundraising for a van. And Damon put some of his team on, Sherry and George. And so George and I we worked just every day fundraising, and I got the van December 19th, 2000, December 2019 on December 20th. It was an Inspire Friday. And there's a video for that too. And it says, Eric, goal achieved. You'll see me get the van, and you'll see Damon and George on there, and both my parents. So both my moms, both my dads. It was a really cool moment. No, it wasn't really cool. It was an awesome moment. It was an inspirational moment. And it was an awesome Inspire Friday. Yeah, I mean, the journey of an entrepreneur is a problem solver too. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't stop there. I'm a problem solver. I'm a real entrepreneur. I'm a problem solver.
Yes.
I'm a business owner and I'm an entrepreneur. Always trying to solve the problem. When the corona hit, we were trying to solve problems. We were making face shields. My friend was making face shields. I was contacting the nurses, getting them delivered. How can we help? But that's the thing. That's the thing that all of us should be doing now is instead of take. Ask the person, how can I help? How can I help you? What can I do to help?
That's it.
So,
that's what I'm about. That right there, that is what I'm about. I am about helping people, and I've helped a lot of people, even if it's something menial and they think that it's something small. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. And they're like, oh, okay. And then when you help someone with something that's big, they're like, oh, wow. Oh, okay. And
right.
I think for me, that's like, especially during these times, but I did it even before COVID. It was like, well, if a new entrepreneur is starting out and people want you to, they see the flash in the pants consultants, they see the glitz and the glamour, but at the same time, they don't have the financial budget, So I said, okay, well, I'm going to be the consultant and make things affordable to people. And in some cases where somebody has a great idea and no budget, well, let's just go ahead and market it and see what it does. Like, what would it hurt me to give the gift to someone else? What would it hurt? It's like, okay, well, we got some clients that pay, we got some clients that don't pay. It's a good mix, no problem. And we just decided just to keep spreading the love, even through COVID. Because, am I going to tell someone, okay, pay a consultant or feed your kids? Like, you got to feed your kids,
right.
And I'm going to tell you to feed your kids. Don't ask me for an invoice. Don't ask me, oh, well, how can I submit my credit card payment? No, feed your kids. We can talk about money later. That's just how I operate. Because in these days, we got to live. Yeah.
Right. And you never know, that person, they may be very successful and they say, hey, like, I want to get, give you some equity in the business, or, or give, or pay it forward, or how can I help your business or something? You just never know. But obviously the agenda is not like, if I help you, you're going to help me. You just help because you just want to help because you're able to, and that's just what you're able to do.
That's it.
Same thing, I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'll help. Or if I'm able to, then I will. But if I'm not, I'm going to be honest with it. Like, look, there's no time at this moment. Like, but it definitely sounds good. And if people have ideas, I'm always telling them, well, write it down so you got like a plan or like there's something tangible. But if you're not able to write, then just put it on video. Record video and say like, this is the idea. This is my business plan. Then once I kind of get an idea, I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. Then I'll be like, yo, let's set up like a Zoom meeting, or let's set up time, and then what we're gonna do, we're just gonna whiteboard it, as they call it. We're just gonna have an open dialogue of this idea, and we're gonna figure out like the business name, the mission, the tagline, the branding, who the target audience is, all of it. The letterhead, all of it. We're just gonna have this dialogue. It may not happen that day, but when you have this like open discussion, ideas, like they call it like a think tank back in the day, just come flying. You may have like 30 ideas, and then you just got to bring them down to one single idea, focus. And then you're like, okay. And then you also got to be talking to them. Why is it that you want to do this? Why is it? What gets you up in the morning? Like what makes you get up? What makes you happy? Don't start getting into something and you're gonna be unhappy about it, because that's gonna show. that's going to show when you're trying to be the face of the business and you're not enjoying it. That's not, you do something that's going to make you happy, or do something that's going to get you up in the morning. Like I tell other people all the time, like no matter the circumstances, like I spent like I'm still battling the bone infection, unfortunately, but March 1st 2018, I went on bed rest, and the whole time from March 1st to December of 2019, getting up for the wound care clinic a couple of weeks, every 2 weeks. I was in the hospital for a month, relearning how to breathe and talk again because I was intubated, because my lungs collapsed. Then a couple of fundraisers and maybe a family functions. It was 670 days of bed restoration. That means I was up in the chair sometimes, but I still had to be in bed 90% of the time to heal. And then I healed. Then 2020 came. 9 months I was in the chair, and then I came, and then Corona hit. I left my house, moved in with my caregiver temporarily, came home July 26th, July 28th, I relapsed the bone infection. I had a hole in my body again, and I've been battling it for 11 weeks since last Tuesday. But still, through all of that, I still get to wake up. I still get to work on my business. I still get to work on Inspire. I still get to work on my music. Still get to work with Jesse. I still get to be around the people that are around me. Like I still get to be able to do this, and I'm doing things that make me happy. I enjoy this stuff. I don't go to sleep and then wake up and go, work again. No, I wake up and I'm ready to get bathed, get dressed so I can get on my laptop and get running and get going.
Yes.
Get the grind.
Yes.
Like,
that's it.
Because I got goals, man. Go to sleep. I got goals. I want to get this house or your house built. I want to put all this footage together for a docu-series. I want to get a book done. I want to keep growing Inspire and new designs and getting it out to the public. The more people buy it, the better that grows, the more I can grow too. Work on the music, see who needs advocating. Right now I've been working on the last 2 months, kind of educating on the voting and people with disabilities voting, how we're going to vote with assistive technologies out there, making sure that the voice list is heard, that we can get that voice out there, making sure that I'm doing these podcasts. Then I set that goal,
you got a major goal.
23 shows by the end of the year. Yeah, 23. That's how we're here. 23 shows by the end of the year, being interviewed on 23 different platforms or 23 different shows, because that's life after injury. That's how I celebrated this 23 years life after injury when I got shot.
Wow.
Here we are.
Yeah, so and that's the thing. The other night when we talked, you threw me for a loop when you asked that question. You said, well, hey, Candace, how do you celebrate? I'm like, celebrate what? And then you said the day that you were injured in a car wreck, and it was like, for me, that day is always just a day to reflect and to say, okay, what they first initially told you wasn't that bad. You'll be up on your feet in 3 to 6 months, no big deal. And it turned out to be like a 14-month recovery. And then even with that, I still did physical therapy for like 2 years. So it's like, okay, I'm in this space now. Like I said, I had to get past the insecurities of the new me, so look,
show off the cane. Show off the cane. I was waiting for you to break it out.
Yeah, this will match every outfit. It doesn't matter, Inspire, Aquawear, it matches, So I tell people all the time, I said, if I have to use it, I might as well be cool with it.
Right.
And I use it like it's a part of me, yes. But I also look at it as my accessory, So
just like
I have
my
fun
wheelchair.
With it. Yeah.
Right.
I have fun with it. I have different kinds. I have all kinds of canes. And the coolest one of my cousins gave to me, it has like Spider-Man all over it, all big spider on the handle part. And it's just like, most people, it freaks them out at first because they don't realize it's the cartoon, the animated series and all that, the movie Spider-Man. They just see the spider and freak out.
Yeah.
So, I decided that I had to put past the anger, embrace the new me in order to push through. Because even with that record, it stopped a lot of things that I had going at the time. And then I had to look back on it. Yeah, okay, after I watched Netflix for a month or two, it was like, okay, now what? What are we going to do? So like you said about that notebook, I pulled out a notebook and I wrote down everything I did not know how to do. And I said, well, I'm sitting at home anyway. Like you said, I went to that YouTube university. I sure did, and I took classes online and I went to, webinars online. I read books, audio books. I mean, I practiced and I got better at the things that I marginally knew how to do, surface. And then some things that were totally new to me altogether. And, I just built that. I built on that foundation. And then, as work becomes work, my friends were like, well, hey, we'll jump in and we'll help you. And that's how I created my team. So we're just going to keep spreading the business knowledge, because we consider ourselves the brokers, right? So we call ourselves the business broker. So I coined my radio show after and in honor of my team. So that's why it's the Business Knowledge Broker Hour. So be your business brokers. We're going to tell you everything that you need to know. And for me, it was a great pleasure to formulate something. And like you said, that's one of those check boxes. That was something that I completed, and I didn't have to do it alone. And, we're able to do great work and come up with great marketing plans for, new companies and nonprofits. And, I tell people all the time, I just help people, doesn't matter to me. And, I got to, I think I kind of like the new me.
Yeah.
I just, keep going. But I have to say, like, when you asked me that question, I said, wow, I'm going to have to come up with a new routine, because sometimes I just kind of sit back and drink a cup of coffee and just reflect on it every year. Not anymore. So, okay, so that's my call.
I'm calling on that day. What day is that?
It's September 25th.
Oh, it's 5 days after me. I'm September 20th, 1997. You're what? September 25th, what?
2016.
Okay.
Yep.
So we can we can do our own thing, and then we can do we can be like, yo, we can do a podcast together, because we can talk about this is our life celebration. And then the whole thing will just be about celebrating life. We'll get people all excited. We'll talk about fun things and laugh, and be like, hey, we're having a good time.
Yep. Look, anytime me and you talk, it's going to be a good time. And I love the fact that, you and I talked about it the other night too, in regards to, being a part of that marginalized community that people don't see, don't talk about. We don't talk about the people that have any type of disability that own a business. You rarely hear about it, or it's something that's rare if they talk about it in news or on social media. So, hey, we do exist. We are here and we are great. And, we just got to keep being great and loving ourselves a little bit more and more every day. I think that's the goal.
Yes, and you just reminded me of a goal, which is what you just talked about, being able to have grants available for people with disabilities and working, or starting a business. Because I filled out grants before and didn't qualify. And never got the grant.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they always have an application for like every category. They got like Black, Brown, Latino, women, disabled, veteran, the gender. It goes race and gender, and I'm like, where am I? I'm like, where's my checkbox?
Yep.
Like, where is the? So
I figured
after having so many basically disappointments from not getting the grant, because we qualified for it. Like when you look at the qualifications of getting a grant, the CARES Act or the Restart one that was part of the CARES Act here in Michigan, like instead of just waiting around to start your own, you know,
Yep.
because I'm sure that
That's
I'm
it.
not the only one that's sitting there going, where, like, how do I apply for a grant for a business owner with a disability? You know,
Yep.
so I think it would be better just to do that. Just maybe find a foundation and then figure out a way to get sponsors, like different people, and then they'll sponsor the money up, and then you can issue what $10,000 per person, or maybe 5,000, or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Have the interview, the application process and stuff. I've been on committees where we look at grants, people that file for grants. So I know how that works, and I know the right person to contact to say, like, how can I do this? To be able to do this, and maybe it's not 10,000 per person. Maybe it's a little smaller, but somewhere I want to be able to do that, because I know there's a lot of business owners with disabilities that are not receiving grants.
Yeah.
So
And that's the thing. Like, people come disabled for different reasons. It's not always a physical ailment. It can be mental. It can be, PTSD. It can be, lingering effects from an illness. So, hey, all I have to say is this: you build a foundation, I'll be one of your first board members.
yeah,
And I know how to get through that red tape. I know how to do that paperwork. So you don't have to worry about that either. And that's the thing, like, we have to be able to create spaces where people can be great, where they can shine and just be them. And I embrace it every day. And I love being that person that walks in a room that people count out and discount. And, oh, okay, all right, lady over 40 on a cane. And then, the minute I open my mouth, I can wow you with this knowledge. And I love it. And that's one of the reasons why I give so much, because people need to know there are great people out here. People should not let finances stop from being great. I don't
that's why
even
you
care
gotta
if it's
find the
something
how.
worth $100. Yep.
That's why I said, never say can, always say how. Find the
I
how.
always say,
We've been fighting the house since I've been out of rehab. Like, you name it. When it comes to getting something, we put it together and put the fundraising. We fundraise for 3 vans now. But I learned how to campaign though by being an ambassador for Damon John's books. So I was able to learn how to actually run a successful campaign. What he did, and I kind of took that information and then put it together with this last van, because this last van it took 30 months to fundraise for. The other one, the one before that, was like 4 or 5 years or something. And the one that I just got was double than all the vans all together. So the 2 vans before. So yeah,
but
now I know.
And now you know. And then this is the thing: you were able to take opportunities where you were able to meet great people and get wisdom from them. And sometimes people don't even know that they're your, secret mentor, because you're watching their moves, you're reading them, but you're learning from them, and you're absorbing and you're putting it into action, So, hey, I have to say, great job. Great job.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Just because, like, people are like, well, do you get paid for being an ambassador? No, like, there's so much to learn. Like, I was able to get a van because I took what I learned and put that together in a plan. Yeah, that's what it was called. Like, we drive to inspire campaign, another vehicle sold, another stories told. They had the mantra, they had the mission, it had the give back and everything. And 30 months later, the van was, there. We're getting the van.
Hey, so that's it. Well, I have to say, I think you're great. And I know you and I are going to be lifelong friends. And I'm going to love every minute of this journey. I just know it.
This is just the first show. We got many.
I know. We got to do a lot more. We have to do a lot more.
We got to take it back, talk about VHS and VKs like we were talking before.
Hey, look.
Think about the conversation.
Yeah. I love the beta disc. I'm telling you, I used to get a thrill out of pushing it in, go, and then you kind of scare you, like, oh no, am I going to break it? Am I going to break it? And yeah, look, we can talk about those Blockbuster days too, because I never wound the tape. I never did.
You didn't? I always thought that I would get like arrested or something if I didn't rewind the tape. I think my mom laid the hammer down. Was like, make sure to rewind that tape. It's kind,
No,
because I would just
my
drop
mom
it off
used to
at the
drive
video
us.
store.
My mom used to drive us home to rewind the tape to go back to Blockbuster. And then somebody behind the counter one day said, well, hey, we just take it out and we would just rewind it for you. So I have to say, yeah, we can talk. We got to get on here and talk about hip hop one day. That's what we got to talk about.
Oh, hip hop.
We can talk about music.
I am a hip hop artist,
I
did perform on stage 17 years later after my injury. 17 years later. It's like a child graduating from school.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I love the fact that, you just say, hey, I got to go. I'm going to do it. I want to do something. I'm just going to put it out there. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to do it. And hey, I love it, because that's me. It's just like, okay, all right, well, let's just see what happens. Let's be fearless in this one and go for the ride. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do. Look, what I say at the one time, I said, you don't want to be the person that's woulda, shoulda, coulda. Woulda, shoulda, coulda.
That's it. You said it earlier. You said, like, we're here for a moment. We're here for a moment. What impact can we have? What can we do to bring about any type of change? Most people say, oh, okay, I want to buy land and I want to, buy a house, and that'll be my legacy to my kids. For me, it's like, I want to show what we can go out here and do in the world, even if it's something small. Let's just complete it and see who we can learn from, because that's just a thing. Yeah, as CEOs, like you said, we're always learning. The thing about it is, a lot of times, sometimes it's our clients that are our teachers, and they don't even know it. It's a
balance. It's a I push you, you push me. It's a teeter-totter. We're back on the playground, on the teeter-totter. Push me, I go up. Now I come down, I push you. Push me, I go up.
That's right. Well,
and make sure nobody bails.
Right, exactly.
Because then you crash.
So
you jump ship, you're down. That's it. It's over.
They're like, and you're like, okay, all right, let's get back on and try it again.
I know. And then you're like, no, you're gonna jump off. They're like, no, I won't do that. You did it. Okay, let's be serious now. Oop, then you do it again. It's jump off. You've been fooled twice now. You're like, all right, what the heck? Like, come on.
It's like, okay, look, and then we just gonna be fearless. Okay, I fall once, you fall once, we both pick each other back up, and we just gonna keep going. That's the greatness in it. Well, Eric, I want you to tell the people that are watching right now on Facebook how they can get the greatness of the Inspire Land. How can they get the greatness of your graphic design? How can they just need to go on the website just to see your handsome face. That's what I say. So tell them about how they can contact you, reach out to you on social media. How can they do that?
The social media is under Eric Patrick Thomas. All of them except Twitter. It's Eric P. Thomas. And then with the Inspire one, it's Inspire Shirt for all of them, except Instagram, it's Inspire Shirt #1. So that's how you get there. Then Google, just go to Google right now. Everybody go to Google. Well, after the show. Don't do it right now, but after the show, because you got to keep watching us. Go to Google, type in Eric Patrick Thomas, space it out, search. You'll see everything on there. And you'll see the YouTube videos. Of course, hashtag Journey to Inspire the West. You'll see when I went out to LA. And then if you want to just reach out to me, just DM me. DM me, or Instagram or any of them, which is fine. Just tell me like you heard me from the show, and say like exactly what's going on, and we'll figure out where we go from there. Well, and Inspire, I forgot the website.
Yeah, so, I was gonna say it if you didn't.
You're like told me to go tell people to go buy stuff. I'll just tell them how to get a hold of me. So to go to the website, go to inspireshirt.com. Inspireshirt.com. And there's lots of product there. And please make a purchase because it helps me, it continues my mission, and allows me to help other people.
And that's what it's about. And for those that are watching, on Eric's feed, go to Facebook and like the Business Knowledge Broker Hour with Candace Joseph.
Yeah.
And also, what is it? At the BKBH, like Burger King, like Eric said earlier, like Burger King. And yeah, right, exactly, right. And also, I invite you guys to go to at Joseph Consulting Firm, and that's on all social media platforms and LinkedIn as well. And Business Knowledge Broker Hour is also on LinkedIn. And they can check out my website too, josephconsultingfirm.com. And I have to say to all of the people that are on your live feed watching, hey, come in, enjoy the journey of the Business Knowledge Broker Hour. And Eric, I have to say thank you for watching my videos, and we talked about those, and thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Oh no, thank you. I just thank you, period. And I'm gonna do a call to action, right? To all the friends that are friends of Facebook of Eric and myself, or if you're listening or watching right now on the Business Knowledge Broker Hour on Facebook, I want you guys to put up what inspires you tomorrow with that hashtag. Everything's lowercase, inspire, Friday, all capitals with the hashtag. So I want to thank you. And Eric, we're gonna talk tomorrow about that foundation. We're gonna schedule out some time. We're gonna schedule out some time, you and I, to talk within the next week, and we're gonna go ahead and get that started.
And on Inspire Friday. So remember, everybody, you heard the call of action. Lowercase inspired, just like the shirt. Show off the shirt. Here's mine. All lowercase, then capital Friday. # or hashtag. The little thing on your phone that looks like a tic-tac-toe board. Push it. Push Inspire and put Inspire Friday. Then post what inspires you. The call of action is there. We're putting you on the spot. Facebook
That's
world.
right. We're putting you on the spot, guys.
Putting you on the spot. You're on the spot, friends and family.
That's right.
That's right.
Eric,
wait.
make that thing happen.
Wait, you gotta. Where's the cane? You gotta give him the cane. Put out. Yeah. Direct it. There we go. Oh no, you gotta point it to him. Say, we're putting you on the spot. Oh, there you go.
Put you on the spot. Put you on the spot, guys. You gotta do it. And this is the thing too. If you've liked what you've watched tonight, share with a friend. Start a watch party. Go for it. Let's spread greatness around. And the fact that we're two entrepreneurs with a disability, and we go out here and we wake up every morning and we know our whys and we rock it out.
Yeah.
So thank you, Eric.
Watch party. I'm coming to the watch party. I'll be commenting and talking with them.
All right. Make sure you bring them music too, because that's the thing. When we talk about hip hop, we're gonna play some of your music on next time we're on podcast. We're gonna do this thing. I want to hear those tunes from you. I'll perform for you, right? Yeah. All right. Now, I don't have too many hip hop moves. I just got this one for you. That's all hip hop move I got. I don't have much.
Well, you got a little bit more than me because I don't move from the neck down. So
But it's all right. I got you. Look, I got you. You're gonna be on the mic. You're not gonna have to. You're gonna be in there rapping.
Do the Roger Rabbit. Do the Roger Rabbit. Huh?
You did not say Roger Rabbit. On that note, I want to say thank you to everybody on Facebook Live for checking out the Business Knowledge Broker Hour with Candace Joseph. Just know that you can check me out every Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. on High Volume Music Radio. And you know what? If you pull out that phone and go ahead and download High Volume Music Radio on your devices, and if you know what, check it out. You can Google that one too. And go straight to the website every Sunday. So thank you, Eric. You and I will talk. I'm going to send you an email. We're going to schedule some time.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Go download it. Listen.
All right. We'll do. Oh, and Eric, before I sign off, what number podcast am I?
What number podcast am I?
Yeah, out of your 23 go.
Oh, the number you would be recorded or no, this is live. So this is number 9 because it came out. Usually when they're recorded, I go by when they're released. So since it's live, it's 9. So it's number 9. Number 9. Number 9.
Eric, on your mic.
I'm a 9. See, you talk about you don't have no flow.
I love it. Thank you, Eric. Thank you guys for watching on Facebook. Eric, I'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks.
Thank
Peace.
you. Peace.
Peace.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, you never know where you get that daily inspiration from. You never know where you're going to get the knowledge from. So just remember, every day that you wake up, be great, be you, be air, be light, be love, be peace. And as I sign out with each and every show, the CEO is out. It's dinner time. Who got my plate? Bye, Eric. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Take care.
You too.
HighVolumeMusicRadio.com. The business knowledge broker.
Hey, yo, Guru, you ready?
Business, marketing,